Hello, I'm Veronica Stanica, and you're watching PHTV4 Spotlight. And today we're putting the spotlight on Southside Pregnancy Center, a nonprofit that serves women facing unexpected pregnancy and offers social services to vulnerable families. With us today is Belinda Guyton, the Center Director of Southside Pregnancy Center, and Nina Fischel, the Client Program Coordinator. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining us today. So, a few questions. Belinda, how does Southside Pregnancy Center serve the community, and from what areas are the vulnerable women coming from?
Southside Pregnancy Center serves the community by two of the programs that we have that work with us or work under us, and that is Southside Women's Services and Elevate. And Southside Women's Services is the clinic where the women can come to receive free pregnancy tests and ultrasounds to determine viability and gestational age for their pregnancies. And then Elevate is the extended services program for those women and families where they receive emotional, spiritual, and material support. And we've been in existence since 1984. And for the statistics that we've maintained, we've served over 65,000 women and families, and we've provided over 600,000 services to students, young ladies, families, in terms of material support, and as I said, classes and education.
Okay. So what has been the impact of Southside Pregnancy Center overall?
In terms of the impact upon lives that we've strived to have over these last 36 years, going on 37, is that we want to foster a culture of life so that life, term, or end in pregnancy would be unthinkable. And so through the various contacts that we have with the people that come to us for services, in addition to the organizations that we network with and individuals, we're able to communicate that message of life and hope and an encouragement that, again, all life is precious.
Okay, and what's the mission of Southside Pregnancy Center?
To offer hope and help and encouragement to those women who are facing an unplanned pregnancy situation, to let them know that they can make a choice for life.
And then what's the history of the organization? How did it come about being? It was established in 1984, but what motivated the organization?
Yeah, there was a small group of people who felt like God had called them to make a difference in this area, and that there could be offered to women and young ladies a choice when it comes to life, when they're facing something that seems to them like devastating and life-ending. But we were able to, again, consistently throughout these last 30-something years to say, again, life is precious, you can do this, and that anything that comes about is seemingly to be unplanned, a plan can be developed.
Should people want to learn more about Southside Pregnancy Center and possibly support it in some way, how would they reach you, and what type of need does the organization have, or are there volunteer roles that need to be filled?
So for more information about Southside, they can check us out at beavoiceforlife.org. That's our website, and if you go there, there will be opportunities that you can learn about in regards to volunteering, supporting us in other ways through material support, financial support, and then also promoting us as a resource for those women who need our services and those families that need our services.
And then when you're talking about needing support and volunteer roles, what exactly is that? What programs, when you say, material support, what does that mean? When you talk about programming, what does that mean?
In terms of programming, because if we did not have volunteers, we would not be able to do the work that we do and touch the number of lives that we touch. So those individuals who can volunteer can work with us in the areas of the Southside Women's Services, which is the clinic that deals directly with, again, the women who come in for the services. And then also I'll defer to Nina Fischel, who is our Client Programs Coordinator, for the areas where volunteers serve in terms of handling material support and the other services that are provided through Elevate.
So going back to the medical clinic, what exactly volunteers, what type of volunteers would you need?
We call those patient advocates, and those are the individuals who would meet with those patients that come in to offer counseling and provide them with pregnancy options information.
So it would be a type of person that has a great deal of compassion and mercy towards these women and a soft place in their heart for these particular women. Perhaps even understand where these women are emotionally.
Exactly. So anyone who has compassion and a heart for the ministry, who wants to serve others, would definitely be suitable for the role. And there is training provided. So we train all of our volunteers so they can provide the optimal service to our clients and patients.
Is there any need for nurses or doctors? Do you have a committee consisting of medical professionals or anything like that?
Oh, sure. We do have a medical advisory committee that is comprised of professionals that work in the areas of OB/GYN medicine, also labor and delivery, those individuals who, again, have a heart for service and provide us guidance and direction in terms of our policies and procedures, because we do work under, or our leadership is under a medical director. And so individuals, again, who have a heart work alongside that individual to help us develop again, the protocols and things that are needed in order for us to run a clinic. Because even though, I like to use this term, that even though our services are provided at no cost, but they are costly, because again, we use professionals, and so what they bring to the table helps to benefit, us in terms of the services that we provide, but then also the clients and the patients that come.
Okay, and then Nina, you do the Elevate part. What's the Elevate, and how can anyone who's interested in wanting to support Elevate, what are the volunteer roles there as well?
So Elevate works to empower families through parenting, online classes, prenatal education classes, so that our women and families that come through have the knowledge, have the information that they need to have a healthy pregnancy and beyond. So equipping them with the tools that they need to parent healthy children and have thriving families essentially within the neighborhoods that they live in. So the volunteer roles needed mostly would be that's our overall mission, but there's so many volunteers that make up that in our organization within Southside. So the volunteers needed would be client advocates, which is similar to patient advocates, which would mentor our young women and families and walk through them as they take classes. So helping them work through any problems that they have as a family, relational, working through conflict within their relationships, helping them navigate through the parenting struggles that they're encountering, as well as volunteers in our donation center. So after our girls take classes, they earn points to shop in our baby boutique for baby items that they need. So we understand that it is very costly to have a child in this day and age, and so even if you are a working family, so we just kind of want to help offset that cost for our families, and we realize that it is, again, very expensive to raise a child, and so if we can help them just ease that burden of having everything that they need for their children, that's where our donation center and our baby boutique come in. So we accept donations, material baby items, literally any baby essential, and so our volunteers help sort through that for our clients, and we are in need for volunteers to do exactly that, and who love baby clothes, and to be able to sort through that, and as well as, again, be client advocates who have a heart for young families or single moms. So those are the volunteers that we would like to come through and volunteer with us and work with us alongside of us. So again, we couldn't do what we do without volunteers. So those are the most crucial roles right now, as well as men. Men who have families, who have been married, and who would like to mentor young men. We would like for them to come through and volunteer with us as well. So those are the most needs right now.
So you help the women who are facing an unexpected pregnancy. Do the men normally come along with, or do they tend to go by themselves? If the man does go in with the woman to find out what the situation is, what services are available for him? Because it's also like a surprise to him as well, right?
In some cases, yes. And so we do, again, follow HIPAA protocols in terms of serving the woman, because that's our patient. However, we do offer the opportunity for her guests to understand, what's happening in terms of the information that's being shared with her, and then providing them, hopefully, with enough information that will allow them to support her in regards to her decision. So we do a lot of educating, because we have found that some of the patients that come to us, that's literally their first time encountering medical services as an individual. And so before, they have been to doctors with their parents or other people, but we use this as an opportunity to educate them about reproductive health, about sexually transmitted diseases, and just basically what to look for and how you are empowered to take care of your own health. And so we arm them, as I said, with truthful information about what's going on with their body and what's happening to them, and then all of the choices that they have in regards to their pregnancy. So that information is also shared with the guests in a we don't impose it on them, but we do offer it to them, and it's in a way that hopefully they can take it in and understand and be possibly a positive influence on the patient when she makes her decision in regards to her pregnancy. So it's education on both sides, and if they choose to enroll with us, then they can receive additional education in terms of like what Nina talked about through Elevate.
So the women get support via Elevate with additional classes, and what other support is there available for the father-to-be? Because I'm sure some of them are young, and this is a shock to them. I'm sure a majority of them find themselves in this situation because they don't have a strong family structure. And so they themselves, did they even have a father figure? Would they even know how to be a father? So what services are available to the men?
Yeah, so we see that a lot, exactly that, where the men come through and they really, some of them have had a healthy experience and, a dad who was there for them, or maybe a stepdad. But a lot of times we do see the opposite. They don't know how to be the dad that they want to be for their upcoming child. And so we do have fatherhood classes available online for our dads to take. But ideally we would like male volunteers who again have families to walk through that with them. So if we don't have a male volunteer, we do it ourselves, and we'll go through the classes online and discuss it with them, and they're okay with that because our classes are very valuable, and they find that they're able to have the tools that they need to work through that past of not having a positive male figure in their life to role model for them, to equip them with what they need to be the dad that they want to be. So our classes are where it's at.
That's great, because you're taking care of the mother and the father, and then you have your thriving family as a result of it. So could you give us an example of a success story for a woman facing an unexpected pregnancy, how you served her and a vulnerable father?
Sure. For the sake of privacy, won't use any names, but one individual came in and she was obviously not, I shouldn't say obviously, but she was not prepared to be pregnant. It was unexpected, and she was leaving a domestic violence situation. And so it was, for her, a decision of, what do I do at this stage in my life? Can I handle this? Can I, with my situation in terms of my other children and being needed to leave, where I am, can I do all this and be pregnant at the same time? And then what will happen even after I deliver? And so we were able to, again, kind of encourage her in terms of, you've made it this far, with your other children, there's resources available for you, and that we're here to help you. And so that you can do this, and just empowering her with the information related to resources and then other spiritual and emotional support that was available to her. And then ultimately, after being able to see the child on the ultrasound, again, she was able to connect with that child and said, I think we're just going to push through, we're going to do it. And so she was grateful, and we've kept in contact to find out that, yes, it's been challenging, but she's moving through it. And she's also, from what I understand, checked out Elevate, so she's aware of the resources that's available there to her for not just the baby to come, but then she had younger children as well. And so we were able to meet her, not just in terms of the pregnancy, but for her family. And then also, as I said, offer her resources in terms of other areas where she could receive support and then reestablish herself since she was leaving the situation.
So you help her create a safety net with all the services that she might need just so that she can thrive.
Yes.
That's beautiful. So what about a success story with a father who was like shocked about the situation and perhaps not wanting to be a dad, and did any success stories there?
Well, what we found in terms of what I would call a success story is that society tells us that it's up to the woman, to make the choice. And so it was the mindset of feeling that I can't do anything, I can't say anything, I can't speak into this situation. But once he was provided with information and then even saw the ultrasound himself, he was able to speak encouragement to his girlfriend and say, I think we can do this. And I think that's just what she needed to hear, was that I think that you're going to be alongside me, that we can do this, we're going to work through it. And as I can recall, as he was leaving our clinic, he said to the patient advocate, thank you so much, and there was tears in his eyes. And so it was like that information that we gave him, in addition to seeing the ultrasound for himself, made all the difference in the world, because it allowed him to connect and not see it as, oh, that's her decision, I have nothing to do with it, even though that's what society and the laws tell us. But fathers are essential, and that's what we want to communicate to the dads when they come.
I mean, when you go to the store or carnivals and you see fathers, I mean, they're just gushing over their children, so it makes sense that they have an opinion in the situation, right? So what events are in the horizon for Southside Pregnancy Center?
I do know that in the future, very near future, we will be doing what I would call an awareness campaign, so that those who don't know about our ministry can learn about it and then also support us. And so we're reaching out to communities and also individuals and encouraging those who know us and know that we're faith-based and we're stable and that we're good stewards over all that we are given in terms of serving our clients and patients, that they would encourage others who feel the same way, again, because we are a grace-based model. All of our services that we provide are free, and so we want to continue to be able to do that so that there wouldn't be a hindrance or any barriers to people coming to help us and serve alongside of us too, because as I said, we couldn't do it if we didn't have the individuals. And I do know on the Elevate side, there's things that are happening in terms of prenatal and things that we do for our clients that I'll allow Nina to speak into.
Yeah, so we have great classes coming up, prenatal education, that are taught again by our volunteer nurse. Again, crucial volunteers are part of our ministry. So she works at Christ Hospital, and she comes in and teaches our families about prenatal education, everything they need to know about having a healthy pregnancy. And she's a nurse, and so it's like having a nurse as a friend, and our clients just gravitate towards her, really connect with her. And so we have a class at the end of the month about women who are in their third trimester, and just kind of on that horizon of having that baby. And so she's going to work through newborn care, how to care for yourself, when to call a doctor, all of that great stuff. And then so that is our next event, again, coming up at the end of the month. And then after that, we have our Christmas party for our clients, and it is just a huge event where we ask volunteers or donors to donate Christmas gifts for babies and for toddlers. And then we just give our clients, we serve them with food, and volunteers come and do that as well. We love to give them gift cards and just, have family Christmas dinner, and just give them everything that they need to, have a great end of the year Christmas celebration with their families. So yeah, those are the two main events coming up for us on the Elevate side.
Perfect. What about Deeper Still? Do you guys still do that? Are you partnering with Deeper Still?
Oh, sure. Deeper Still is a ministry that serves men and women who are suffering or who've experienced an abortion. And so it offers health and healing, a faith-based model that allows them to receive, encouragement and to work through that event that took place, and allows them to experience the freedom that comes through forgiveness, that comes through the truth of knowing again what God says about that. And so we've embraced that ministry, or it's part of Southside Pregnancy Centers. And so again, another grace-based model where weekend retreats are offered to men and women. And again, we don't want cost to be a hindrance to anybody receiving services and the healing, that they need. And so, so Deeper Still serves the Chicagoland area. There are other Deeper Still chapters throughout the country, but we have one at Southside. And so again, as I said, grace-based, showing again love and service to the individuals, just like we do our patients and our clients, because we want them to know that they are special and that they are unique and that they were created in the image of God. And so because of that, we want them to experience all that He has for them.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree. So any closing thoughts or information that you want to share about Southside Pregnancy Center with the audience?
So I'll defer to Nina, and then I'll close.
Okay.
Yeah, so in addition to Southside having a website, we have a website. It's pretty new, but our donors, volunteers were like, do you guys have a website? So we do elevateon95th.org. So if you are looking to volunteer with us, want to see how you can donate maybe, definitely elevateon95th.org is a great way to connect with us. So just want to say
Thank
that.
you.
Yeah.
And I'll say finally that, as mentioned before, Southside has been around for a long time, and primarily our patients and clients come from the south and southwest sides of the city, but also the southern and southwest suburbs. But we have found that women and families will come, in some cases, over 15 miles to get the services that we provide. And so we just want people to know that, again, we're here to serve because we have been recipients of grace. We want to do that for others, and we want to show the compassion so that they know that there is some good, in this world, and that, again, because our services are at no cost, we have no ulterior motives other than to show love and compassion to our patients and our clients. And we want that to be known, that when you come, that we will serve you, no judgment, no condemnation, but only with love and respect.
Well, thank you so much, Belinda and Nina, for joining us today. We wish Southside Pregnancy Center the absolute best, and thank you for coming alongside vulnerable women and men. I'm Veronica Stanica, and you've been watching Spotlight Southside Pregnancy Center. Thank you.